Hi, I'm Randy from Truck Bed Treasures. For 40 years, Cheryl and I have been digging through basements, attics, porterhouses, barns, anywhere where we could find and unearth treasures and put them back in the hands of the people that really appreciate what they are. So, if you're watching this video, please watch it to the end and subscribe. We go on a lot of adventures and misadventures, and we're inviting you to come with us on every one. Thanks. Enjoy the video. Hey. Third video for today that I'm shooting. This is part 2 of the batch that I just listed, or will be listed by the time you watch this. These boxes that I'm going to be opening today, I bought sight unseen. I have no idea what's in there, except these that I can see inside of. But otherwise, we're going to discover what's in here together. So, well, the first thing is like a relish tray. You can tell I've been hauling. My truck is just so dirty. I've got to get it sprayed out so it looks like the back again. Clear glass, nothing major. This is a Holly Christmas piece. It looks nice, but it's definitely not old. It's a newer piece for sure. And, I hope it's just not a bunch of clear glass in here. There's 2 more entertainment type dishes. I know there's going to be some good stuff in here, guys. Hang with me. Okay, that's 1960s, maybe 70s. Some potential there. Just when you thought it was safe to go back into the water, right? What else? Besides a lot of Kleenex. Oh, there's a big milk glass swirl piece. Actually, that would be cool to have on a counter to put your fruit in. Kind of a simple, white, but classy. Depression glass. No, these are all really popular. Still popular today. Going with that farmhouse. It's another piece of milk glass with a color. It's got grapes on it, which is kind of cool. Looks like there's a lot of older glass in here. There's a swan. Could be a dresser dish. Very easily. Starting to get some color going here instead of that white or clear. And just when I spoke, there's 2 clear pieces. I see some pink and green. I also see a couple clear. There's a really emerald green piece of glass that would have probably been for candy, I'm thinking. Some little serving dishes in the shape of fish. They actually have the scales on like fish. There's 1, 2, oh, that one it doesn't. That one's kind of plain. That one's plain, and this one's got the scales on it. Kind of interesting. Another large piece that I don't know exactly what you'd put in it, but maybe candy or something. And a couple more of those. They have a slot in the end. If anybody would know what that would be for, leave a message in the comments section. Another piece of clear, and another Christmas piece. Got the hollies going on there. 1 more piece in this box, and that's a big one. Pink depression glass. Serving platter, which is kind of nice. It's actually really nice. So that's that box. Got another box with some more Christmas type plates in it. Okay, these are nice. Pyrex refrigerator dishes. Usually they come in, you know, yellows and blues and reds, but they're still collectible. More pink depression. Be a tri-lake cake holder. Very ornate. It's a nice piece of yellow. Kind of hard to see that out in the sunlight like this. You can kind of see a little bit better now. Got some more clear glass, which is popular, you know, back in the 50s for serving. It kind of made things more formal for dining. You know, that would have been like maybe cranberries or something served in there. And looks like a little creamer, diamond pattern. So I'm sure there's going to be a sugar container in here. And that's the sugar, but it doesn't match up at all. And that cover doesn't either, so I'm assuming possibly it's going to be, this goes to something. Not quite sure yet what it goes to. I'll just set it here. These are kind of fun. They are marked something, just a number. Those are kind of fun pieces. I see there's at least two. Oh, cream and sugar. That's really a nice, attractive cream and sugar set right there. Very unique. I've never seen one like it. Amber color. Hopefully there's a cover to that. Another piece of clear. And my neighbor's shutting his garage door when I'm filming. So that's kind of cool that he does that. It's like a little sherbet cup, I'm thinking. Not sure what that is. It's just, I don't know, maybe for serving olives or something if somebody knows. Taught me, oh cool, there's another one of the sherbet pieces here. I think I'll just start putting those on there. A very generic coffee cup, which I'm not really concerned about showing too much of. This would be, okay, now I'm starting to see a pattern going on here with all this cut glass diamond. I'm assuming that goes there. And that would be for butter or cheese. I always thought they went for butter, but then here's a smaller piece to go with that one. I always thought they went for butter, but then I was told that they did, they were for cheese. I think this might go with that. Another sherbet dish for serving ice cream in, or some kind of dessert. Okay, this piece must go with the one I just put back there. This one goes with that one. Still looking for the pieces to go with those right there. This must go to something. Hopefully that something is still in here, which it looks like it is. That must go there. And that is that box. I just remembered, I drink water. I just remembered I'm supposed to call somebody today to pick up a piece of Griswold cast iron, and I forgot. I have to call them when I get done shooting this video. That's a beautiful piece right there. And we still didn't find what this piece goes to. So I'm just going to set it down over there. That is a beautiful piece. I used to know what that was called. I don't anymore. If anybody knows, let me know. But it's a very, very popular, sought after type of milk glass. I'm not milk glass, depression glass. Remember when every house would have a desk in it and you'd keep your mail in there? Looks like a lot of things were kept in there. I'm thinking that's fingernail polish and hopefully not blood. But most houses had those setting in and around. A very old cookie jar. I don't think there's a cover going to that. Brass candle holder. Brass candle holder. That would make a set. Okay. Danger high voltage. Out of danger high voltage. You could put those around my tailgate of my truck when I'm shooting these videos. Okay. Got a cigarette lighter. Would have went on a coffee table. Highly sought after and popular. And you probably heard more sleigh bells, which are, nothing has a sound like answered sleigh bells. You just can't duplicate that. You know, they're brass. They're just, you know, you get the newer ones that are metal and you can't. Okay, so I was told that these glasses right here, and I'm going to check into it. I was told that these glasses were actually hand painted by Tommy Lee of Motley Crue. That the person who got them from Tommy Lee was friends with him. And they all have little trinkets on the bottom, which, you know, Tommy Lee is pretty flamboyant. I'm going to try to get through this without breaking any of these, because if they are by him, or I can prove that they are by him, they would have some pretty decent value. But there's 4 of each side, and they all have the little trinkets on the bottom, which are pretty awesome. I have never seen anything like this. A rabbit thermometer. Who would have thought it, right? I'll put him right back there. I'm running out of room, guys. I usually don't run out of room, but I'm running out of room. Okay, 1, 2, 3, and creamer. And I think what I'm looking for is right there. I am just running out of room. Usually I'm pretty good at organizing. If you watched any of my videos, you know that I organize. I'm just going to set that over there. I'd like to set it over here to keep that group together, which I just did, without breaking any potential Tommy Lee glassware. It's a crystal eagle. As you can see in the background, a couple of the chainsaws I picked up yesterday. I'll tell you, it gets really crazy this time of year. I mean, if you guys want to see hoarder houses and unique items that you might not have seen for a long time. Oh, this is a picture that goes with that set in the first video. I thought I saw one. Wow. Okay. So that box must have belonged with the first group that I went through. Yeah, it does, because here's a very old tree topper. I think we had one of these when we were young. He must have bought it at a secondhand shop. Look at that plug on that. Man, that's childhood memories right there, isn't it? I mean, if you had one of those growing up, pop me a message and let me know. There's a top to that picture back there to complete that. And nothing else in the boxes, but the last thing I got were these. And these have been sitting in a cedar chest for 41 years. And apparently they're called fireplace blankets. Or if you were setting, I'm sorry, like setting outside fire blankets. If you were setting outside, these would have been the type of blankets that you would have covered up with. You can tell the material, it's old. Southwestern design. They have the finished off edges, but you can tell these are old, and they're probably pretty collectible. I was pretty excited to see them. I've never seen them before. So this is the last of the items I picked up today, except that cast iron Griswold I have to go get. And wow, it's been a hectic day. I've been running since 6:30 this morning. It's now about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and 3 houses and a lot of stuff. So subscribe to our channel, follow us. You know, we could be posting videos every day, but you'd probably get tired of us and turn us off. So if you hung with me through this video, I really appreciate it. Subscribe and leave comments. If you see anything here I made a mistake on, let me know. I've been doing it for 40 years, but I'm still learning. Thanks for hanging out with me. See you next time around. Thanks.